How about, my dearest YouTube friends? Today we are in a new video. We are going to give the top secondary mission of the command lists number 2. And friends, remember that you are going to receive a message, because in the game, as you are seeing on the screen, and we are going to be able to be claiming those 33 gold discs to be able to enter this week's secondary mission. Okay, this is week number 2. I remind you that it is in secondary missions. In this case, we are not going to have it. No type of objective or anything like that. We simply have to go to side missions, and as always, well, you have to post the level threat you have. Well, here we go. Okay, in this case, I started it with the level 5 threat. Well, we continue there. In this case, we have to start against Weed. I remember the game mode that basically we have to be intercepting to win Furies, and that then we have to be using characters from the saga, because the new saga is worth the saga. I always forget his, I don't remember what the idols are called then. Well, you are already seeing the characters that we are going to face for the first time. Sentry Falcon, Morbius with Netharia Ant-Man, our friend Overseal, and Spider-Man. Okay, so we are going to start with a character from the saga. In this case, we remember that we have to do it quite quickly, okay? With characters that are massive damage. And in this case, I am going to select, well, we are going to start with Sanchi. Let me remind you that we have 60 seconds here to be able to do it as quickly as possible. Okay, there are no notes, there is nothing at all. We simply have to do it quickly in the indicated time, because otherwise we will have to resurrect. Okay, I'm going, well, you're already seeing that the nodes are the same, okay? And now I can activate Super Attack 3 for you, and with the attacker, it performs an interpretation. It has attack force. Okay, so that's how it's going to be for absolutely all the missions. So friends, here we go. Well, you're going to see all the gameplays of all the characters, okay, in this case, of the 3 entries we have from this week number 2, and you are going to see how fast we do with DD, well, with some characters, okay? In this case, we are doing it with Sanchi, which I consider to be a pretty strong possibility to look at what damage we can be doing here. It is also important to strengthen yourself, which, by the way, I have not made very important. I am going to do it right now in the next fight, because I remind you that this must be done in 60 seconds. Pretty easy, this side mission, but friends, it's very important to have to heal, okay? Because that way we're going to do it much faster. In this case, I am going to use the Yelena Belova to be able to do it against this Falcon. Well, it seems to me that it is going to be quite fast. So I recommend that in this case, you use characters from the saga, because they are powerful. It is okay that they are, in this case, skilled to be able to face them. So I recommend that you use the half-hour ones. It is okay that these are the ones that can be farmed easily. Is it okay with the daily super events? The daily super wind is okay, and in this case we are going to be able to do the fights much faster. So in this case you are already seeing yourself as our attack power, because it is increasing. And as I always say, well, in this case with Falcon we have to force it that it has over attack 1, which is the easiest to avoid. It's simply long, but you simply have to go back, and it would be look at how we already have it for 50% of life, 42 now, and we still have 38 seconds left. We have over attack 2, and it's already more than dead. The truth is, friends, this secondary mission seems pretty cool to me. It seems to me that it has some very decent rewards, very good for just making it quick on the mission. What's the next character we got? Do we have to play against Morbius? Friends, let's see which character we are going to select now. We are going to take and filter by the skilled class. And in this case, well, come on, I'm going to find Lumatrix. Why not? Why don't we go find the Lumatrix? Come on. Let's give it to Lumatri. Oh, Lumatri, I would have liked to leave it against that comp from Nefaria, but hey, nothing happens. Let's give it to Morbius right now. Let's remember that Lumatrix is also a pretty strong character in the saga, and he has simply hit me hard. There we have it. We already maintained the failure mode, and simply hit by hit, more hit, and make me look at that brutal damage. Okay, our invisibility is gone. Nothing happens because we keep charging the force it has is worth the blows, and we just pull, and then we have the failure. Be careful, because he takes it away from us again. Nothing happens, and that's it. Blow, strong, sorry, over attack 1 and ready. This would be it. Yes, it has cost us a little more. We have reached 30 seconds. The next fight is a little more complicated, which is Kondemefari. He is a character that can be made quite difficult for us, okay? Because it is true that he is a character that has a lot of life, a lot of resistance, and that he will be there for you. The super attacks are long, and that's why I'm going with everything, and I'm going with Jim Gray. As I always tell you since week 1, he is one of the fastest to do this type of missions. Okay, on top of that, it has passive stops, therefore with the duplicate logically, and thus we are going to avoid the failure mode, which has the illusion mode, which has the condemnation mode. You see how what I'm telling you about the super attacks is a little slow, and on top of that, if it already hits you, well, worse. Friends, much worse. A strong blow. Very good. We generate those 2 power bars. Be careful that it hits us again. 36 seconds. What mistakes I'm making? The truth is that the good thing about Ingrid too, that she has a totally brutal resistance, and you're already seeing that she hasn't taken almost any of our lives. Friends, ready. We have 25 seconds left. Little eye. There she has already been getting closer little by little to the limit. Let us remember that it is the 60 seconds. Those that in the previous one we were close to 1, but in this case it has not been possible. Be careful, friends. This character is really going to bother us a lot. Classic Ant-Man. In this case, I think I'm going to bring a very powerful character against him like Spider-Woman, and I'll tell you why. Because this character has deviated. So what we have to do is not force him to throw super attack 1 at us. That's how he enters diversion mode. What can be bothering us the most? Okay, then I recommend that you throw combos and then block again right away so that you don't get hit 1 like you just happened. See, the unstable thing has become for us and we are already doing much less damage. So let's see if with a rotation it can be useful for us, because otherwise we are going to see it quite bad. Hey friends, look, we have 35 seconds left. We have enough left, and the deviation, that doesn't you. Now it's just over, so you have to go all out. Thank goodness it goes into, so to speak, soda or something like that. Then let's see if we can be quick. Super attack 1, therefore, against this Adman, it looks perfect. Against this Adman, to use a Spider-Woman or even Jean Grey, characters that in that detour, well, is not significant, because here we can. You can therefore finish your 60 seconds due to the detour. Very well, let's go over another somewhat complicated character, because let's remember that it has that automatic lock. I think we're going to do it because I'm thinking the same thing. I think we're going to do it with Dust, okay, and we're going to leave Iron Man in Fame, which for me is the best thing to give to these types of quick missions, because they do a lot of damage. Oversee, well, sure, I remember that we may be intercepting that we haven't actually been doing, okay, but we can always intercept, so we can do even more damage thanks to those. Fury is watching in this case as we are fully loading it, because basically making gameplay is not the same as directly recording at the same time watching. We've already generated that Fury, which is just what we wanted. We keep the strong blow, and we're going to see the half weak blow, half we throw super attack 2 to see if we kill him. Be careful, I know it stays very close to us, but it's not over yet. Let's see if we have it with more Fury. 30 seconds, 29-28, perfect, super such that there is 1, and that's it. Nothing Adust here is also a god tier, totally recommended to use in this mission. Hey, every time it's my feeling, more and more fights are happening. For me, it's the feeling I have, We have Spider-Punk friends, we are leaving with our friend Iron Man in Fame, which for me is the best for these missions. As I said before, it gets done very quickly with him, and I don't think he has any different notes or anything like that. No, let's see, no, indeed. Nothing, it doesn't have anything different. Well, okay, we're going against this Spider-Man with the infamous Iron Man at the top of giving him. There we have super attack, or why I say that he is so good, because that burning power is so fast that he has to look at how we go on top of him, taking away the power and everything simply. Oh, be careful that he has hit us there. We simply have to reach the super attack 2 with Iron Man in Fame with the maximum loads of power that Spider-Man has. It's okay this way, because we will burn his power and we will do him a lot of damage, as you are going to see right now that I'm going to throw super attack 2. And that's it. Look at how we have literally burst the spear pack. Very important, as I say, strengthen ourselves. We see the awards we have here. We have some selectors. We are going to go for the mystics. I think, yes, for Dracula, the Future Titan is worth it, because let's remember that this prestige, so we need it. Look, we are left with the basic Alpha Grade 7, and the truth is that very good prices, that is friends. Very good prices. Be careful that it doesn't come out there. An offer of runes that I don't recommend, that Cyberweek is coming this week, and the banquet is worth nothing. Chapter number 3, we have Mega Sony there. Be careful that this character may be bothering us a lot, because remember that it doesn't have the stop. Okay, let's do a little preview of what characters we have to be killing right now, and we start with Wolverine Cable. Okay, Cyclops or Mega Red Sap, we have to take one to the poisoning. Okay, well, they're not difficult, they're mutants. We start with Wolverine, so let's filter through the technological characters. So we are going to take, for example, Iron Man in Fame, but in this case the 6-star one, which is just as good as the 7-star one, but surpasses the 7-star one. We are going to do it much faster, logically. So let's go over there. Let's remember that the discs are consumed. Okay, they are going to give us 3 every week. Week 3, they will give us another 3. Well, I think week 3 is the last we have these discs. So if by any means you want more discs or something, you can buy them in the store, as we've seen. What if not? Well, you simply have to make a difficulty and you'd be done, okay? So I remind you why many people are complaining that they are not getting gold records or anything like that. So don't worry, you are directly, well, in the game message, as we have seen at the beginning of the video. Very good. Well, Iron Man in Fame Liston. Well, in this case, Wolverine ready, with which we have made it perfect with Iron Man in Zame. We are going to continue. In this case, we have Cable, and we are going to see what technological characters we can do. Okay, let's see. Technological characters, I think we're going to do it with Ultroncho, okay? Because let's remember that it leaves disadvantages of pain, because we are facing mutant characters, okay? And in this case, Cable is not immune or anything like that to that pain. And on top of that, it's going to be quite harmful, huh? So you're going to see it right now. And on top of that, Ultron is a character that, what do I like to use? In fact, I don't have gameplay on the channel now that I think about our Ultroncho. If for whatever reason you want an Ultron gameplay, leave it in the comments, because it is super simple to develop it, and you are already seeing how we are doing that damage due to degeneration quickly and strongly. Let's see if he wants to throw us, and just also these illusions, prefects, superta, that the two of us do good damage due to degeneration. And let's see. Wait, because the good thing comes 9 degenerations, and I think he dies directly with this, or not? Well, yes, friends, he dies very well, because he is also a good character. I don't recommend him so much, because you probably don't have him in rank 3 or anything like that, but I consider that there are better technological characters, faster to give these characters. We are going against Saylock, friends. Saylock, in this case, I think we are going to be using, well, not their Jingrid, we are going to leave it for later. We are going to be using, well, Spider-Man Classic, Spider-Man Pavir. Damn it, but I get a name. We're going to use a Spider-Man to see that we're going to do some good damage against him. Then we have Cyclops. Be careful, friends. Here we do have to bring a character who takes away those efficiencies. Well, no efficiencies, because he doesn't generate them. He only generates it on his own. Well, we're going to see it now. Now we focus on Silo, that we have Spider-Man to see that. By the way, you have video on the channel in case you want to visit it and see how simple it is to remove ultra massive damage from it, as you are going to see right now on screen. Okay, we already have the maximum spider seals, but hey, not the maximum, sorry, we are loading them. They are the maximum possible seals. There we have it. And on top of that, we intercept you, we intercept again, and we have more seals, although I think we are going to quickly end this science simply without developing a speed map. Pavil, this character, the truth is that it has driven me crazy. The best that Kaba has brought out in 2025. If you want, stop by and watch Pavil's video, because I already tell you that it is cinnamon in RAM. Friends, it is one of the best that Kaban has produced in 2025. We follow Friends, we go against Cyclops. We remember that he received an improvement. And in this case, we are going to face him with an anti-mutant character, right? While we're at it, let's pit Bastion against that Cyclops Bastion. I remind you that he is an anti-mutant par excellence. He is going to destroy any mutant, and what better than killing the leader of the X-Men with our friend Bastion than, in this case, another character that is super simple and super quick to do all the damage. Massive. Cyclops, as always, is worth using Super Attack 1. It is the easiest one to allow there, as you are already seeing. Let's see if he wants to throw it. Well, in this case, well, it's not allowed. Well, nothing happens, let's say, in silver that one, and based on disintegrations, well, we kill him. That is why I say that the Bastion cycle is also quite fast to use in this node than above the technological path. That you have to use them as a classic advantage against mutants. How do you see what we have now? Omega Red Friends, a character that we should have a robot character. In this case, let's see if we have one that is robotic. I'm not seeing it, so nothing. Well, I think we're going to be good. Yes, Arnie Malone is true. We have the powerful Arnie Malone. I think he is considered a robot, if I remember correctly. Why do I say about the robot? Because basically this way, we don't have to be far from this Omega Red because of the spores, and they will charge much slower. So in the end, we are going to make the fight much longer. Faster, you see? You are already seeing how it is not charging, but not at all fast. Those lethal spores that in the end hurt us when no one arrives. Be careful, because there it has hit us and has regenerated a little, but nothing happens because, as always, Arning alone is a piece of brown beast. Oh, be careful. Hey, what's going on? This Omega Red is being revealed to us, huh? Since they made him a sucker in the previous Venom Duck mission, my goodness, he has gone crazy. You've already seen him, huh? Be careful, we have 29 seconds. It has dropped a little. 26-25. Be careful, we are at the limit. But nothing with a 5-hit combo. Omega Red remains silent. You have already seen it. Arnie alone, very good character to use. What happens that Omega Red has decided that she is a god. My goodness, we are going against Toad. A character that must be immune to poison. Okay, let's remember. Therefore, we are going to take Spider-Woman, who seems to me to be the best to give him, and let's see how it goes. because after we had a boss, I don't remember. Well, we had Megasonic. Be careful. There we are going to leave Jean Grey for last, because there it may not be making it difficult for us, but it may be postponing in time because it cannot be stopped. So this spirit case, the Goman, is immune to poison, and it is going to serve us spectacularly against this toad. You are going to see it. Super attack 1. We leave those electric stings, and look at that damage that we have done very well. We continue to look at what strong blows we make with this character. We continue very well. These fights are getting longer and longer. I mean, the characters there are, I don't know if they are increasing as what, 1 or 2, because I remember that the previous video was made much faster. No, there it is. Super attack 1 and ready our toad very well. We continue for the next one. In this case, let's see which character is our turn. If you want, you can order. Of course, we have Ol Maldogan, that in this case we are going to use Iron Man in Zen, since we have it here, because we have said that we are leaving Jean Grey to give it to the powerful Negasonic, which is the one that gives me a little more fear because of the issue of that you can't stop and so on. I don't know if with Jean Grey, when doing passive stop we could be stopping. It is a very good way today to know if Jean Grey really works well against this Negasonic, but if not, nothing happens, because in the end we have the massive damage that Jean Grey has to be able to do a lot of damage. And watch how Iron Man fame, well, it violates any character look, hard hit, sub attack 2, and the map literally disappears without having to do any, well, intercept is worth winning those Furies. Alright, we continue, and yes, we present ourselves in front of our powerful Negasonic. And we have said that we are going to make Jean Grey perfect. We could also be using Iron Man or LG, but I prefer to use this Jean Grey because we have more massive damage against this character. Alright, let's see. Let's hope that we can do it stopped. Well, if not, then we will have to fight with the relic and so on. Let's see if we can stop it. Well, no, we can't stop it, so be very careful. I recommend that I hit you hard, and be very careful with the precognition that you have already seen how it has hurt us, friends? There we have it. Thank goodness for Jean Grey, because it hits a lot. We have it. Let's see if we can hit hard. We don't get bad luck. Be careful that this character may be key to repeating the fight, huh? Careful, friends, you're going crazy. Let's see. Please, friends, don't let me hit, huh? Okay, and give us that connection. Does it bother us, huh? 24 seconds is bothering us a lot. Be careful, because it can make it a little difficult for us. Hard hit, there we have it, over strike 2, and for 15 seconds, huh? We are 1 bolt hair short of losing in this fight. Be very careful with this. It's difficult, friends. You have to carry a technological counter in your hands, and maybe it would have been much better for us, but hey, friends learn very well from mistakes, because the second mission is to apologize. We're going for the third, which in this case, well, we have Dattler as the main boss. Let's do a little preview of the fights to more or less keep in mind. What characters are we going to be using? Dattler will surely use Airman Insane and Luke Hell. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 memorial you fight friends. We have Gentle, we have Ingrid. Be careful, that fight scares me, so we are going to reserve that good, that Iron Man in Zain, those technological ones. No, I don't remember what the first fight is, but we are going to use a character, well, we are also going to do a lot of damage, well, a Sun from the future. Okay, it's a Storm. Currently, I think it's going to be very easy with this character. My god, how the fights are increasing. 10 fights, you mean? Pretty long, huh? Alright, well, we're going over there. We're going to hit this Storm with this Ant-Man from the future. For me, a technological character from Ice, and not from Ice and Fire, not what the fuck is called from Heart of Fire. Very top. And look how we are doing damage thanks to those Fury improvements. And in the end, in this case, I am intercepting because I am more used to it. Because in the end, it is the character's gameplay. Intercept with him is the key. Ready. Perfect, we interpreted, and I think Joan is dying, and well, I didn't think she was dying. I thought Storm was dying now. Yes, very good. Well, they talk about the future thrown forward. I'm thinking about Jean Grey and Dabbler, They are 2 characters that can be a little complicated for us, friends. Let's see, we now have the quick character. I don't remember what it's called, forgive me, but I don't remember. Right now we're going to take a character. We're going to take the infamous Iron Man, okay? In this case, well, again, we are more or less forced to bring technological characters to do as much damage as possible. As always, the class advantage here in these fights are very important. Iron Man in Fane versus North Star, damn, it was called North Star. I just don't remember now what the character's name is. I also remember that I received a little dive, but nothing important to me, friends. The truth is that Northstar is not a character that I like that much. I find the character's ramp not fast enough for the current meta. Ready, no, not this. Oysters, if there is anything Manimfane, you have seen how it charges anyone super fast, eh? Friends, very good. Well, come on, come on, come on, friends. We are almost finished, and that's how you see the fights and all that. Is worth it. As I tell you, I recommend that you use the characters you are seeing in these fights. In the end, fast and powerful characters to kill very well. We go with Arning alone again. Let's see if in this case, well, I don't know. No, it doesn't stay as stupid as the Omega Red. And we're gonna hit him hard against this Deadpool. I think I keep the blow strong. Let's see if we can corner it quickly. We're going to do it very quickly. With damage due to disintegrations there, we have it very well. Well, I don't know if we're going to be able to corner it well because the character, the super attack that it has is quite long, huh? In other words, it has a long way to go. But hey, there we have it. Let's see if it gives us... Oh, it didn't get in. What bad luck. Well, and no, I'm not worried because he has no life left. Be careful that daze does worry me a little smarter than Silver than 2 and disintegrations and bites. Okay, well, nothing. Armin Solar in this case has had his little revenge against the mutant character. Very good. Let's see the next one. We're going against Sunspot. Let's see what good character actually here. It doesn't matter. The Sunspot is a very simple character. Let's go there and put a character that is not top. Okay, then let's put Ultron in. Yes, class advantage. Ultron can serve as well as we have seen before. Very good. Well, Ultron is going for us. We are going with him. I could have used the 6-star one, which I think I have more duplicated. And this one on top of that is a range 2. So you can see that I don't only use full range 4 either. The rank 2 also work well as long as they are well powered, as you are already seeing and looking at those brutal degenerations that we have with Ultron. We have to use the super one, sorry, the 6-star one that I have with powders. Then we use it later. Overall, we still have a lot of fights to do for you to see it. Also, look at what damage we have done very well, Relic, and that's it. Well, you haven't even had time for the Relic to end the problem. Well, now we do use D6. Let's see who we face, but we are going to use D6. Yes, Danny Monstar. Well, we are not going to use Ultron against that Eichmann because he has very good immunities, and in this case, we are going to put in another different character. We are going to put in I create a Bastion. A Bastion can come in very good for us in this fight. That Danny Mostard is not complicated, but it is a little long, okay? We have people ahead of us. I don't care about the others. Be careful because we have to bring a character that is not metal against that bad gene that I just saw white so that it doesn't reduce our skills or anything like that. Very good. Let's go with Bastion, who is another very Tom character. Also a very good character that Kaba has brought us in this 2025, especially an anti-mutant, again par excellence. And I think it's going to be a very good battle against that Nimrod who appears at the banquet, friends. That fight is going to be very top. Let's see who is the best anti-mutant of the Zombo, okay? Better than 2, very good. Be careful that we have little life left. Little life, little time ready. Okay, nothing. He hasn't said anything. We are already seeing that more or less in 25 seconds. Each time we stay, we can be completing the fights without any problem. So folks, let's get Ultron in. Let's remember that we already have quite large immunities, so I think Ultron is very good for us. I don't know if he simulates freezing right now, but it is true that when he receives energy damage, Ultron heals, so in this case it can be very good for us, in this case against Iceman, okay? Well, very well, look, we are not immune, but in this case the truth is that the life that is taken away from us is very, very small, therefore it is going to be made very simple, as you are already seeing on the screen. This Ultron Showcase, I don't have it with any relic or anything like that, therefore you have to hit it with a straight blow and without using the relic, ready with Mira, that is degenerations, as that pain is hurting and literally dies from degeneration. From that pain, our friend Eichmann has just fallen. Very good. How many fights do we have left? I think 4 5, not Waldo 34. Perfect. We are going against Magneto Dynasty X. As I said, we have to bring a character that is not from the metal label, and I think we are going to go with Spider-Woman, a very fast character, and that on top of that, well, it has nothing to do with the mind. Saging Grey gives me fear. Friend Saging Grey is the one who gives me the most respect. Saging Grey gives me a lot of respect because it is true that you have to remove the shield to access the damage and all that. So I think I'm going to do it with Iron Man Infamous. I think so. I think I'm going to do it with Iron Man in Fame. Let's see. There we have it. We throw Super Attack 1 to leave those high voltages. And there are also Electric Men who, let's see if they put them on. That is very good. We throw Super Attack 1. We have it, and that's it. Our friend Magneto Dynasty of X died. Now we are going for a somewhat complicated fight. We are going for that Ging Grey, which can make it very difficult for us because of the shield you have here. Yes, I'm going with everything. I'm going with our infamous friend Iron Man, as I have already told you. My best to give these types of fights the strength and speed it has. Let's remember that Ginger has reversed controls and everything, and that it can be bothering us a lot. Look at how we don't do anything to her, and that thank goodness we have already removed it, because all that shield is worth, and as you are already seeing, we have those reversed controls that may be bothering us. Okay, in this case, look at how he gave us those tabs. All right, let's see if we quickly reach Super Attack 2. Let's see if we reach Super Attack 2, and that's it. And I think we killed him very well. I was afraid of this Gingrid, but with Iron Man in Fane, you've already seen it. Plated. He was hooked on this character. We got out very quickly in the end with Gingre. We have to put disadvantages in him to remove his shield little by little, so that in this way we can do more for him there. Not very well. We're going against Gentle right now. We're going to use Dust, and we're leaving our very powerful Gingray for that Daphne. Girl fight, friends. Stand against Gentle in the end character that you have to be very careful with that combo that you are going to see under Gentle's life, because when it reaches 0, it will become unstoppable, and it may be taking a few seconds, and it may be bothering us. So what? I recommend that when you have a little tap left, if you use hard hit sand, throw it back, you have unstoppable. We're going to hurt him because of that sandstorm, and we're going to generate more damage with that sand, As you can see on the screen, we're going to do him good damage. Be careful, because Getter is also a character that has quite brutal resistance to damage, as you are already seeing due to Bomb, because in this case we are not even putting it in. We have literally moved on from it with that physical resistance and care that is becoming difficult for us. 15 seconds left, and we still have a lot of life left. 14 seconds. Be careful, this can be deadly. It's getting unstoppable, folks. Let's see if we can get it a little bit. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, come on, let's not do anything to him, Be careful, friends, the Gentle is the first one who is going to make us fall, and this Gentle indeed makes us fall, friends. I already said that it was going to be a little more difficult for us, because you can't do that much damage to this hard Gentle, this Gentella, that we have to do it again without Resurrectors. Just another attempt. Wow. This is the first time it's happened to me, so this is the first time I've seen him watch. That strengthening is what has made us not to hurt him, okay? So what we have to do is quickly go charging. Why are we not charging him? We are not charging our efficiencies. Why don't we charge the efficiencies, friends? Damn, anyway, we're not gonna be able to get through this. Okay, now we have it. I don't know if it was a visual bug or what. Let's see if we do any damage now. Okay, now we have done a little more damage. He has gone back to strengthening. 24 seconds ready. Oysters, friends, the first time it happened to me, I didn't know if I had to use Resurrectors or not. We have already seen that no, he simply has made a payout. We return to the fight from scratch, both with the same life. So I liked it. I liked the theme. I like the theme very well, because the first time we fall, we do it perfectly with Gentle, and we leave with King Grey against that Butler, who will surely be easier. John Gentle had not thought. The truth is that with that strengthening improvement that lowers the critical capacity of the attacker, it was going to bother us so much, because yes, friends, it has bothered us. So be very careful with that character who wore a counter. Is better than Quedust, I would say a classic Iron Man or one Iron Man. In fin, as you have seen it before. Okay, ready? Just give it Super Attack 1, stay away, and it won't be difficult for us, but at all. Hard hit, alright. In this case, I don't know why our nerfs haven't been switched to passive, but nothing happens to your account then too, and we end up with grammatical data, because hey, quite a long video, friends, because in the end I do want to bring you all this. I want to bring you the gameplay and everything. Well, in the end you have to do it this long. Well, nothing, friends. With this I say goodbye. I hope you liked the video and thus have all the little missions of this secondary mission that are quite good. So nothing, well, I say goodbye now. I hope you liked the video. If you did, and see you in other AU Chow videos. And before finishing the video, thank you very much to all of you who are members of the channel. to JP, to Elian Ramirez, and Oscar Pelmeron for being VIP Shoris from November 2025. To become a member, you have it in the video description. Thank you all very much.